I don't plan on stopping watching anime, and first anime crush would definitely have to be Katsuki Bakugo. Hey everybody, this is Jessie Anime, and I got a little bit of a new setup now. I set up some things, and now this videos are going to be in front of my new filming background, which has my art for My Hero Academia and some of my figures. I'm, pretty new to the anime community, as you can tell if you watch these videos, so my figure collection's pretty small right now, and my manga collection is pretty small right now, but I guarantee you in a year or so I will have built up an even bigger collection. But you can also see my Hero Academia poster here, my Angel Beats poster. There's some other posters along the wall down here that I'll probably show you eventually. I think I'm going to do an apartment tour soon. But anyways, today I'm going to be talking about the Supernatural anime. Now, a couple of videos ago, I talked to you about how I haven't been watching as much anime lately because I kind of got sucked into the Supernatural fandom and I've been binge watching it. But I'm finally almost done with my binge watching and caught up, and it's basically my favorite show now. But anyways, I thought that I would try and tie in my love of anime with my love of Supernatural, and I found out that in 2011 there was actually a Supernatural anime with a Japanese voice cast and an English voice cast. Now, for the English voice cast, Jared Padalecki, who plays Sam in Supernatural, did the voice of Sam for all of the episodes. But unfortunately, Jensen Ackles, who plays Dean, only got to voice Dean for the last 2 episodes, so another voice actor was Dean for most of the show. Now, the anime only had 1 season. I don't think the reception from the Supernatural fans was very great. But basically what season 1 of this anime did was they recreated episodes in animation style from season 1 and 2, and they also added some things. Now, if you don't want to be spoiled by some of the things that they added to it, I would suggest pausing this video right now, going and watching the anime, and then coming back right here. But, okay, so some of the differences would be that they changed Azazel, who was the yellow-eyed demon. They changed his backstory to make him an angel in the past, which really doesn't make sense because they don't even really know about angels until Cass comes in season 4. And it really doesn't make sense based on the lore of Supernatural for an angel to then become a demon unless they were Lucifer, and he's not Lucifer. So it just doesn't really make sense, and I found that to be quite odd. They also added Jessica, who was Sam's fiance who died in episode 1, but they changed the way that she died. Instead of Brady killing him, it was Azazel himself, which is really weird because most top dog demons like that order their minions themselves to do things like that. So it's really weird that they changed that, and I don't really know why. And they involved Jessica more, like they had an episode flashback where there was some supernatural entity messing with Sam's school, and like Jessica found out about the supernatural world, which is weird because she doesn't find out about that stuff. And also, like, Sam was completely cut off from that world with Dean and his dad when he was in college, so it doesn't really make sense for that to become a thing. There was some like weird stuff that they added to try and flesh out some more of their own original story and make it their own thing, but it was honestly stuff that didn't make sense, like the Azazel being an angel, and that flashback stuff with Dean and John going to Sam's school. It was just really weird. Now, it was fun though because they condensed, it was usually 40-minute episodes to like 20-minute episodes, and it was interesting to see how they handled it in the anime, and it was kind of fun to see them be able to pull off some more stuff because they weren't limited by the, special effects budget that they get for the CW. Instead, they just could animate things. So it was really fun. And the animation style was kind of like the same kind that they used in the Scooby Natural episode. Now, the Scooby Natural episode hadn't aired yet, but it's a very similar animation style, and that was fun. The first episode of the anime is that episode from the show where I think it's called Skin, something like that, where a shapeshifter makes himself look like Dean and basically frames Dean for a murder, and then they have to fake Dean's death and all that stuff. It's a famous episode with, I think it's one of the first times, if not the first time, that we see a shapeshifter in the show. And as you know, if you watch the show, shapeshifters are pretty frequent bad guys that Sam and Dean really, really hate. So that was interesting. And then it's really weird because the rest of the anime kind of flies between season 1 and 2, which is really weird. Like, continuity wise, it doesn't really make sense. And then the final 2 episodes of the anime is the 2-part season finale of season 2. But yeah, as an anime, I heard that it kind of brought some more of the Japanese community to Supernatural, which is cool that the anime was able to bring in a bigger audience for Supernatural. I think that's cool. But overall, it was just a weird thing. And also, they didn't even have like an anime intro. Like, the reason I was excited to watch it in the first place was because I was like, cool, we finally get to have an intro for Supernatural, because Supernatural doesn't really have a theme song. It just has the whoosh Supernatural. But unfortunately, in the anime, they just did the whoosh Supernatural instead of creating a theme for it, which I think would be really fun. The dub was really good. I'm probably just being biased because, you know, Jared was Sam and I love Jared. And the guy who did the voice of Dean, like, sometimes you could forget that it wasn't Jensen. He did a really good job. But yeah, I only watched the dub because I wanted to hear Jared's voice. I'm not sure about the sub, but I do know that there's a lot of Supernatural anime merch in Japan, so it probably went over pretty well in Japan. But it didn't get another season, and it came out almost 10 years ago, so I'm betting it didn't go over super well over here. But who knows? But yeah, overall, I don't honestly see the point of it, because it mostly is just scene for scene recreating the original show, and if you like the concept, you should just watch the actual show instead of the anime. I'm not quite sure what the point of it is. Maybe it's just, you know, like I said, to bring in an audience from Japan. I don't know. Either way, it was fun to combine my love of Supernatural with my love of anime. And if you do love Supernatural, I really do encourage you to watch at least an episode of the anime so you can see what an animated version of a known live action episode is like. It's pretty fun to see how they animated it and everything. It was fun. So if you're a fan of Supernatural, I highly suggest at least watching the first episode. And who knows, you might actually enjoy seeing it animated in that way, especially if you like the Scooby Natural episode, you might want to continue. But I don't think I'm going to watch more than the first episode, just because, like, I already have seen the episodes in the show. I already know what's going to happen besides that weird, extra, unnecessary stuff that they added in. So, yeah. I personally wouldn't give it that high of a score, to be honest, because there was nothing really unique about it besides that, like I said, the weird extra stuff they added. So overall, I give it a meh score. So next week, I would usually be doing the Tokyo Treat unboxing, but unfortunately, because of what's going on in the world, the shipping for the boxes is incredibly slow. I mean, my May box shipped like a month and a half ago and I still haven't gotten it. So instead, I got a month of Akibento, which is an anime like merch subscription box, and that should be getting here soon, so I can do a video of it hopefully next week, and if not, then week after. I'm really excited. So that's all I have for today, and I will see you next weekend.